This is a production of the Must-See TV Broadcast Network, like ShareJoin, and follow us for all the latest updates. Like what you see, then throw those stars and show your support. And don't be shy, subscribe to the caveman. He won't bite, and if you're watching us right now on YouTube, then you already know what to do. Smash that like and subscribe button. Even one view can prevent one puppy from being shaven. A big fist pump goes to Donna, AI, and Music Mint for the incredible music that is in this episode. All rights belong to Christopher Michael Egarhos, a.k.a. the caveman. So if he's ready, and if you're ready, then let's kick this show off. Growl, growl.
Lights up on the screen, it's time to see 5 days a week, we're where you wanna be. Exclusive shows and reels, we got the vibe. Tune into the network, hop on Facebook Live. Riding with the stars in our unique groove. Laughter twists and turns within every move. Must-see TV's the place to catch it all. Epic moments, big and small, give us a call. Oh, you know it's must-see TV, come alive. Every day we light the way on Facebook Live. Catch the magic, hear the roar, feel the beat. Must-see TV, the place where worlds meet. Jump right in, the fun's about to start. Bringing shows and stories straight to your heart. With every post and every share, we're free. Gotta get that fix of must-see TV. Round and round, don't let this moment fade. Together on this ride, the best we've ever made. Get the popcorn ready, it's your time to shine. Must-see TV will keep you feeling fine. Oh, you know it's must-see TV, come alive. Every day we light the way on Facebook Live. Catch the magic, hear the roar, feel the beat. Must-see TV, the place where worlds meet. Oh, you know it's must-see TV, come alive. Every day we light the way on Facebook Live. Catch the magic, hear the roar, feel the beat. Must-see TV, the place where worlds meet. In the glow of the flames, shadows dance and sway. The caveman leans close, inviting you to stay. With a voice like thunder, he begins his lore. Tales of ancient battles and treasures from yore. Underneath the stars, we journey through time. Gather round the fire, let your mind take flight. With the caveman stories, we embrace the night. From the flames to the stars, we wander and roam. In the warmth of his tales, we discover our home.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show. Sparkles is here. Say hello, Sparkles.
Hey, everybody.
So, we have a couple of notes. So this week, just because we're wrapping up Easter, it is an abbreviated. It is abbreviated. It's a light week, guys. It's a.
Are you trying to say it's a brief week?
No, yeah, abbreviated week. I was trying to be cheeky, but that's Listen here, Sparkles. You settle down. You settle down now with your cheekiness, all right? So it's a short week. So it's today and on Thursday, but we will be back for the full 5-day work week next week. No, we're 4 and then we're back to 5, right? All right. So, anywho, multiple reasons for this. Like I said, Easter week, but also I've been involved in a project for quite some time now, and it started off as, it was a fun what if narrative reconstruction of something that I just wanted to do by myself. And it started off like comical and all that kind of stuff. And I gave the first draft to one of my friends, and he got really emotional and said this would flow better as a film. And I wrote this film within a couple of days because it wasn't that long. I already had everything I needed. But what happened in this project? It started off here. It started off right here, and then it went to this level. And I just need time to kind of decompress, because it was very powerful and strong for me to do, and this project is coming to Storytime. In the future, maybe this year, but I just need time for myself just to collect myself. I mean, when Sparkle was talking to me today, I just sounded like my throat wasn't right, and she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I just got done sobbing." And my friend just got done sobbing that I said, okay, here's the finished thing. So I just need time to just decompress what project I finished. And I know you're curious. I'm sorry on leaving you astray, but I just wanted to say why this is an abbreviated week. I got it. I'm done. See? Yay! So I just wanted to explain what was going on this week, and yeah, I just need some time to play happy music, and just like have a freezy. That's all, right? We'll be back with the 4-day work week, and then soonly thereafter we'll be back to our normal schedule. All right, so now that's all said, and maybe I'll give you guys a sneak peek, like a preview, like a an Avengers style endgame, what's coming next on Storytime. If you guys are good. All right. So, this is episode 4, and we're going to do this, and when we do this, it is your job to, if you're not caught up already, shut this off, save it, and go to all the others. And if you can't find it, because, the whole Facebook deleting things, don't worry. It is on our YouTube channel, all set for you guys. I believe Mama Bear said she was going to work on getting the pure playlist curated. So if it's not there, don't worry, because it will be. But all the videos are still there. 1 to the current 3. 1 to 3 and 4 as soon as this wraps up. So we're going to do the Force Handy Wavy thingy. And we won't go. We'll just trust you to do that. So Force heady wavy thingy! Activate! Alright, so, yeah, I decompress and everything, and I spoke to you today, and I didn't know I can go there, honestly, but it's good that I can go there, because now, if I need to, right, I can, if I get requested to do something, right, I'm confident now.
You don't want to tell anything or give
No.
anything away.
No, but you know what I mean.
I do.
You know what
I do.
All right, force heady wavy thingy, activate again. All right, so we pick up right where we left off, and I just wanted to recap. Right, we're in the Cerulean City Gym. Okay, we just saw after so long, 7 years, right? You saw Misty for the first time, right? And we see her getting out of that pool, right? The water Pokemon following her around, and Psyduck slowly trailing behind. I just love that scene. We have Gyarados and everything, and then Psyduck just like sigh. So the phone rings. And she gets out, and we, again, description, she's very fit, young woman. She has an athletic body, and instead of short red hair, it's more grown out. It's more, has that flowy flavor to it, and she still has those cerulean color eyes, which is quite striking now for the young woman that is Misty. So she goes over, she gets the towel, and she goes over, and on the counter, we can see bottles, right? We can see empty subscriptions, right, to medication, right? And we probably saw probably like 4. We don't want to overdo it. We just want to emphasize, and we just want to highlight that, right? And that is very telling. We're doing things again. We're doing things. We're saying so much without saying anything at all. We're relying on visual cues here. So the phone picks up, the screen clicks, and it's Brock. And we start with her smiling and saying, well, isn't it, if it isn't Brock the lady chaser himself? And he goes, wait, I don't do that anymore. You know that, right? And she goes, well, I haven't seen you for so long. How do I know? You probably chase women all the time now that I'm not there. Right? You're probably chasing them right now. How do I know, Brock? And he's like, okay, that's fair. That's totally fair. And she says, are you still trying to be a world-class Pokemon breeder? And he's like, okay, first of all, I'm not trying. I am a world-class Pokemon breeder. And she's playing with him because in this time, he is, right? He is. But this is where we're going back to the banter, right? It's a little snapshot in time, right? Of her dragging him away from going up to women, right? It's a snapshot of that banter, right? And we are subverting expectations here because you don't expect this banter, right? What obviously you want, right? What do you want to have happen? You want that emotional release, right? You're sucking in your breath right now, right? I'm not going to give it that to you, right? Because this is organic, right? This is levity before the punch that I am inevitably going to do in the heart. But I am going to do it in a way that will not give you a release. Okay? And this is very important because this is something that animation or the anime, or especially Western in China, Japan, Asian directors do so well. You need that release. You crave it. You want it, right? And this is why, people like Sparkles probably doesn't like Asian horror because they don't give you that release. And when I'm talking about Asian horror and Asian sensibilities, I'm talking about the modern way of doing things. I'm not talking about back in the 80s, okay? It was not prevalent in the 80s. I'm talking about the late 90s when this came prevalent, when the style changed, right? And I'm just taking that, right, in this animated movie. It was always there, right? Whether it be small or whether it be big, it was always there. You just didn't notice I was doing it. You were having good time, right? We were with dialogue and all that, but the symbolism was always there. I was always doing it in the background, and I was always subverting your expectations, right? Think about what I'm doing right now, right? Think about Pikachu, right? You need that release, right? You want to see him. How bad, Sparkles, do you want to see Pikachu right now? How bad do you want to see him? Do you want to know what happened? Do you want to know the diagnosis? Right? Correct?
Correct.
I'm not going to give that to you, though.
Because you're mean.
No, I'm subverting your expectations.
I know.
I'm not giving you that release. Because, in reality, this happens all the time. We're just, Pikachu is just, throw out Pikachu for a minute. Just throw him out. Throw the name out. Pikachu could be a stand-in for your best friend, for your dad, for your mom, for your lover, for your pet, for your dog that you've known for 12 years, right? How many times do people duck the truth and they hide the truth from you? Not because they're mean. No. It's not because of that. It's just because they want to protect you. And think about what I'm doing in this story. Think about how I am portraying the story and how I am framing this. I am basing this in reality. I'm just using Asian sensibilities to do it. Right? So, they banter back and forth. And, it's friendly, right? It's lighthearted. It's comical. But that's the surface, right? It's something's lingering beneath the comedy, right? There's something more here, right? There's deeper meaning here, right? It's a friend trying to hide the truth. But it's not malicious, right? It's human. It's honest, right? How many people do you know that if something like this happens, they would want to hide the truth, at least for a little bit, right? To make things okay. Everything's okay. Everything's not wrong, right? The world is spinning, right? We're just talking. But it's very human what we're doing. This scene is very human, right? Like Sparkles, how many times in real life does this happen? Friends hide the truth. Not because it's malicious, right? Because they really care about you, right? And they know what this will eventually do to you. And that's what's happening here. That's what's happening in this scene, right? So we go back. I know. Oh, I know. Oh, dude. I know. Listen, I'm right there with you guys. I am right there with you. Trust me. I wrote the film. So, they go back and forth. Like, hey, it's not like I'm trying to be a breeder, a world-class breeder. I am. And she smiles and says, so, how can I help you? You must have called for a reason, Brock. I haven't heard you, haven't heard from you in so long, unless this is just a chit-chat to set up a meeting for coffee to catch up. And he goes, well, actually, yeah. You know, Misty, you know where I am right now. And she just sighs, and says, she goes, the Unova region? And he just goes, no, I'm near the Indigo Plateau. Right? And I'm in the trainer's village. And she stops, right? And it is at this point, because I changed some things from last time. It is this point, because I got too excited. At this point, we highlight the redness in her eyes. We highlight just a little bit with just a camera trick. We highlight that, right? We highlight, because we're telling a story with visuals here, right? We're telling that story, right, with her. And she thinks, she goes, Ash! You're with Ash! And he's like, took you long enough. And she's like, well, I haven't seen him in 7 years. I haven't seen him in 7 years, so... No, she says, I haven't seen him in 7 years, Brock. And Brock smiles and is like, look, I'm here. Gary's here. And she says, Gary's there? It's like, oh, of course. What did Professor Oak do now? Did he sweet talk the council? And we all know what she's meaning. We talked about that, right? In the starting of the film. So we don't need to go into it any further. And she knows probably this time about the wild card. And he's like, hey, probably. That's probably right. Yeah, I brought that up to him. And he goes, but I'm here. Gary's here. You know, I was thinking you come and we can get the gang back together one last time. And she thinks, we don't have any flashbacks here. It's just dead silence. We just pan on her face. That's it. There's dead silence in the air. And she says, she thinks about it. She looks at her Pokemon. She looks at the water. She looks at the life she built for herself, right? This is her home now, right? And all this past is coming back, just like that, right? And she goes, Brock, I would really love to hang out with you guys and get to know Ash, and that would be really great, but I have responsibilities here. I have battles to fight. I have badges to protect, right? And he goes, you're so like him. You know that. And she says, I don't understand what you're saying. I don't understand. I don't get it. Misty, why can't you admit it? You're older now. It's fine. It's okay. I saw it back then. I saw the interaction, how you were you cared for him, how you would get mad, flustered, how you would get jealous. And it's a great callback, because actually that did happen. That did happen. But we don't need to say it. But no, we don't need those flashbacks. Because we know it. We've lived it, right? All the old Pokemon fans, we lived it, right? Pokemon 2000, right? Ever since Ash, ever since Misty reeled him in. And she looked at him. That look. That's why we don't need a flashback, because for us, we've lived it. We knew it. We knew it all along. And now we're putting more context to that. And Misty sits with that and she goes, look, it would be great. It would. But I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay? It's been so long. And I moved past that. But she hasn't. She's fooling herself. Right? She's hiding her emotions. Right? She's burying all those emotions. Right? She's hiding from those emotions. She's burying all that inside. And when we think back, what did we see when she came? Sparkles, what did we see? What did we pan to first when she came to the desk? Those prescriptions. She's hiding the truth. How many people out there I'm asking you guys a question, a very real question. There's very few times in life you get a second chance. You don't get them. It's not a thing. Things aren't random. Things just happen. And think about it. Just really, really, really think about it. What would it do? What would you do if you're 10 years old and you were traveling with someone that you hated, liked, loved, but you couldn't say it because you're young? The emotions, you're still thinking of those emotions. And you don't properly know how to release those emotions. It comes out in probably ways that you don't want. Probably a slap here, probably anger here, probably a little sulking here. You just don't know how to process them. And that's fine. But I'm asking this question, and that's what I'm asking here. I'm asking this very real human question. What would you do if you got that second chance? If you were able to go to that person and say everything you wanted to say? What would you do? You would probably take that chance in a minute. You would probably seize on. I'm very positive that a bunch of you watching right now would take that chance. You would absolutely, if I gave you that chance, you would take it. Or maybe you hurt someone unattended. Maybe you broke their heart and you didn't know it. But now, all these years, since you're more mature, you realize that. And now you get a second chance. How many people out there, I'm talking to you, out there, would take that chance to go up to that person to say everything that needed to be said? Whether it be apology, whether it be just saying what they're feeling. I'm positive a great deal of you would take that second chance. But normally, reality sets in, and you don't get that second chance, and that hurts. That hurts your heart. That hurts your soul. But it's human. It's the human condition. And this is the story we're telling. It's a very human story. It's very heavy. It's very raw. And the camera just stays in place. We have a static shot. We don't get to look away. Because she needs to face this. And she has not faced it for too long. If the camera panned away, it would, quote unquote, acknowledge that she is bearing this truth once again. But we have Brock here to have her face the truth head on. And just like Ash, she is stubborn. She's blocking the truth out. She is pushing her heart away. She doesn't want to face that reality, hence the subscription bottles. Right? She didn't know how to deal. And that's fine. Listen, that's fine. 10 years old, you don't know how to properly have an outlet. You can't give that source an outlet. But as you get older, it's much different. Right? It would probably ache you incredibly. And not an ache in your muscles, an ache right here in your heart. And that's okay. It's the human condition to feel like that. We're not trying to run, we're not trying to hide anymore this truth. And she is still ducking the truth. And we pause on Brock. We pause on his disbelief. And we have a close-up of her saying all these excuses. And Brock says, Missy, this is not the only reason I called. And time stops. Time stops on her. We see a tear slowly falling away. We don't need to hear him say it. Because we know what he's going to say. But it hits harder. It hits much harder if time stops here. Because it would hit her much harder. And I'm not going to give that release. You're not going to get it. So we have time stopping. We have that tear falling. And it's almost an out-of-body experience for her. She's blinking, and it's almost like she fades into another world, another place, another time. And we have a flash. Okay, we have a flash. And all of a sudden, we are in the Kanto region 10 years ago. This is where canon comes to play. We don't need to make anything up. We can use the source material for this. So maybe it's a campfire scene. Maybe it's them walking along. Maybe it's Misty and Ash and Pikachu playing together in a field. And they're there playing. You know? And it's a little flash. It's a little snapshot of what was, of peaceful, for a piece of that time where it's nothing but you and your friends. And we hold that before we crush her, before we break her world and her reality comes crumbling down. And they're playing, and all of a sudden Ash just says, and no, Misty says, this is nice. This is nice. can it be like this forever? And that's what hits, right? That line, can it be like this forever? And Ash just says, Ash looks at her and says, Misty, it's time to wake up. And again, tears fall down, and Pikachu is circling her feet. We have that great imagery, and she goes, but what if I don't want to? We stay in that place of peace. We stay in that place of just a time where she was with people she really cared about. Before the break, before that bike came back into her life. And it fades away. And we're back. Right? And she says, she's holding back tears. She says, I can't. Give him my best. But I can't. I have responsibilities here. And that's where Brock says, Misty, you are so full of crap. And he tries to argue one more time, and she hangs up on him. And that's when she slowly starts to cry. And she has inner monologue. What happened to you? What happened to you? Did something go wrong? Was it my fault? Why did you, damn it, Ash, why did you give me that bike back? Why did you send me away? And maybe that hurts more than any other thing we can say here. And that silence is broken with a and she turns. And her sisters are there. All three of them. And one sister says to her, Misty, do you think we're stupid? Do you think we're dumb? Do you think we don't know? All the nights that you stayed up, all the nights that you stared at that ceiling, all the sleepless nights that you walked around calling his name, and the dam is now breaking. And one sister goes, look at us, Misty. And now, it's not so much being someone who's confronted. That's what's happening, absolutely. But we're subverting expectations again. And I'm tricking you to think that's what's going on. But no, this is essential, a confrontation. Someone who has gone down a path that she thinks it's totally normal. And it's not. We're just framing this in a different way. You know? Maybe the subscription pills are stand-ins for the bottle. Right? Maybe it's a stand-in for the needle, but it doesn't matter. The bottles are an allegory here. Someone who's trying to cope through vast amounts of pain. Just because she didn't get to tell that person how much she feels. And it's a very, like I said, it's a very human story we are telling. So this turns into an AA meeting. Confrontation. They're confronting her on this. They're telling the truth. Nothing that they're saying is not true. So they're trying to make her see that what she's doing is not healthy. Misty, you have a second chance. They don't come around every day. And she starts to cry and she, chokes the pain and she's choking her tears and say, but what if he rejects me? What if I'm too late? And we don't say anything because we don't get to. It's uncomfortable. This pain is uncomfortable. It's meant to be that way. And we hold. We hold for maybe a minute, 2 minutes. We watch her cry. We watch the sisters confronting. It's very uncomfortable. But this is framed that way for a reason. When you confront a loved one on what they are doing and how they're doing it, that's uncomfortable. And it's very real. It's very raw. And you don't turn away. You don't get to turn away. We don't either. This has been building for a long time, and it's coming to a crescendo here in this moment. And one sister says to her, Misty, you won't know until you try. You won't know until you try. And that's true. Some women are just scared. And their biggest fault, their biggest folly is being afraid to try. What if he rejects me? What if I go to his house? Or what if I meet him in a bar or meet him in a restaurant and I see him and he rejects me? And that's usually where men draw the line and say, no, I won't put myself out there. I will not put myself out there. And this is the question that we're asking. We're forcing her to confront the truth. And the truth is, she cares for him deeply. And she is scared of rejection. And now, in this time where he needs her more than ever, she's not going to go to him because she is scared of rejection. And that is a very real fact. I'm not making anything up. I'm just extending the truth. I'm just playing with atmosphere. So, one sister says, again, after, you don't know until you try. And another sister says, Misty, what are you so afraid of? And then it happens. She goes, I'm afraid he will reject me. All right? Fine. You want to know the truth? I'm afraid he's going to reject me. And all of a sudden, she becomes an echo, a megaphone for every person that this happens to. People think that she's talking about Ash. She's not talking about Ash. She's talking to all of you. She's talking to everybody that this happens to. And we don't need to frame it in a way that, hey, wink, wink, nod, nod, because we don't have to. We don't have to do that. It's not needed. I'm afraid of rejection. I'm afraid he'll reject me. Fine. You got it out of me. Are you happy? And it's not an omission. It's an omission, absolutely. But it is a painful omission. It is something that comes right here. Raw. It is very raw. And it's very emotional. And we have to sit. We have to watch. It may be uncomfortable. Absolutely. I'm not saying it isn't. Because I wrote the damn scene. I wrote the damn scene, guys. I did. Okay? I cried multiple times doing this. And I'm doing it now. We don't have to have a fourth wall break. Because we don't need it. It's raw. It comes from the heart. And it's the truth. And at that moment, like I said, she's no longer talking to her sisters. She's talking to everyone that is in this situation. You guys just didn't know it because I did such a good job lulling you into a full sense of security. So she says that, and one sister walks forward, okay, and says, he needs you more than ever. Are you going to let it pass again? Are you going to let this moment slip just because you're too stubborn? Just because what you think might happen will happen. You don't know that. You just think it. And one sister steps forward again. And one sister says something to the akin of that. And one other sister comes forward and says to the akin of that. And now we have a static shot of her, of back in Misty. We see her head, and we see each sister walking forward. And again, this is an allegory for every time that you confront a person that has an addiction. It's trying to suffer through the pain. The pain is so unbearable. It's for a glimpse. It's just for a glimpse. It's raw. It's personal. I know you're like, holy shit, for a Pokemon movie. I'm like, I know. I wrote the scene. Guys. And we go back to normal perspective, and Misty says, or no, she thinks, and that moment of riding off on her repaired bike. And she goes, why? Ash, why did you repair my bike? Why did you give me a tool that took me away from you? And then she remembers all the times that they were together. And more tears fall. Nothing needs to be said. When I was finished, and you're probably like, they don't have dialogue, you don't need anything else. You don't need them to say anything else. Insert what dialogue you want. But you don't need them to say anything else, because everything else has already been said. And now it's silence. It's reverence. We let the silence tell a bigger story than we can ever do with dialogue. So, Misty turns around and says, I don't know if he might not be ready. He's still such a blockhead. And again, we are making comedy, but on the surface, it's a laugh. But it has a lot more weight than people think. And she continues, but I have to be there for him. I have to try. I don't want to live like this anymore. And she goes, because there's nothing to be said. What else? Right? Filling the void. Right? What else? We let the silence talk. So she goes, some time has passed, the sisters are still there, and she comes out, pack in hand, new clothes on, and she comes out with that red bike. Huh? See what I'm doing? Yeah, that's called continuity. That's called threading the needle. And one sister says, you're still a blockhead, like him. She smiles and says, are you guys going to be okay? And one sister says, Misty, he needs you. Stop talking. So the door is flung open. She looks back. She looks ahead. She stares to the direction she's going. And she rides off. And that's where we're going to end things. So, Sparkles, thoughts?
Good.
She is you're wrecked, right? You're wrecked?
It's good.
Yeah, I said prepare, and she's like, okay, and I just rocked her world. Did you like it? You did, right?
Yep.
Oh, come on, Sparkles.
I did.
Come on, don't be sad. It's a good kind of sad, though. It's an emotional release. All right. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, what did you think of this episode? Let me know down below. And I'm glad I'm wearing glasses. That's all I have to say. So let's do some caveman growls.
Unfortunately, Facebook is having some technical difficulties.
All right. So we want to shout out Mama Bear. We want to shout out our producer, Paul Ashley. We want to shout out Lily Bowman. We want to shout out Michael BM, Michael Masarovich, all the crew that helps this network be what it is. All right, guys. So until Thursday, take care, be safe, be well, and I love you all. 30,000 plus, and may the force be with you. Sparkles, take me home.
From the whispers of the forest to the echoes of the sea.